It's hot. Good day everybody and welcome to Kampala Road. Quick update, mainly about a layout update actually. Something I've not done since my first video back in October of the 2.0 Kampala Road. Those eagle-eyed of you will know I've been avoiding it, and every subject matter of the previous videos has been anything but a layout update. But I've done something, so let me take you over there and show you how I've progressed a little bit. That's a Bachmann 31. I do have the Acura scale one somewhere. I should do a comparison. Anyway, let's get on with this. Just turn the sound off to help matters. So, the big news on Kampala Road is I have actually done the power bus, or power buses. It was a horrible job. Didn't choose the coolest day to do it either. It was rather warm, but we'll go under the baseboard and have a look. Okay, that's the Z21 in all its glory. So this bench here I've got to do up, because it's got to hold a lot more than the Z21 and the programming track. And the power cords go up to what is colour-coded the red power bus, that is the red tape which is dotted around. That is the DCC power bus. And the blue one is accessories, and the yellow one is the analog. So me being cheap, chock blocks terminated each board, and then allowing a connecting cable to the next board where the chock block is, as you can see. And that seems to work. I couldn't believe it when I switched it on, and it worked. So at the moment I've only got one dropper wire connected the entire way around. Got to trim these off here. Oops, sorry. Trim these off, but yes. So the whole layout is resting on those two dropper wires. I've not done any others at the moment. Just pan around and show you they're just hanging loose there. And this is how I'm going to connect them, with these splicers. That's where the layout was connected, two wires. Now it's just exactly the same, but underneath. Now it was a very warm day. I've been putting this job off for what, 8-9 months, but it had to be done, and I'm glad because I will now splice all the dropper wires in, get the auxiliary one working because that's what I want to use to run the turntable. And as you can see, the analog, I've put it to one side because the dropper wires I put on the analog line not really long enough to meet in the middle. Just to prove I am capable, I've just spliced those in while I've been filming. So now I've got two sets of dropper wires connecting the entire layout. This is currently a temporary bench. I'm holding some stock, programming track, book of instructions, important that, and the Z21 with the wireless modem. I need to reinforce that because it is MDF and it is buckling in the humidity. And that's where I'm so glad I did this, the building type pine. It's very heavy, construction pine, but solid. I'm so happy I chose that. Really has paid off in this heat. The only problems I've really had is not track. The hottest day we've had is about 37. I did the bus wire when it was about 29 degrees, high humidity, and I think it's going to reach in 31 today. But not had problems with track, and that's because I left some decent gaps like that. That's closed up slightly, so no buckling, nothing. You can see that one there has almost closed in entirety. This is what I've had problems with, this set of coaches. Now this set of coaches has been on the layout for about 6 months and running continuously. I can walk away, leave it for an hour, no problem. But since we've had the very hot weather, it started to derail, and I've had to redo all the back-to-backs, and it's okay now. So what happened, I don't know, but something caused something to move on the bogies and constant derailing. Just looking at what's on the layout, I've really got to mark it up, but the Kampala Scale 37 is on track cleaning duties. The sound is phenomenal on that, just brilliant. But that loco's in disgrace, so it's on track cleaning duties. Beautiful Mark II B and C coaches, which I've inserted a swallow liveried restaurant car, which I suppose brings the train into the 80s. I don't really want that, but just for a change, something different. Rail Freight Red Stripe 36. And once again the 31 going past. So now I've got the power bus in, I will put the droppers in for the auxiliary and the DCC, and I can start the next job. I want to put turntable in, start that, and get the steam depot put in here. And the reason I want to do that is because the diesels need turning as well, because I tend to detail the front end of or one end of the diesel, either 1 or 2, and that particular 31 there is N2, it is detailed. So they need turning, as does steam train when they have to go the other way. Holes are pre-drilled for the points. Point motors going underneath. I'm really looking forward to that. I love that. One regret was over here. I've used a Pico set track curve point. If I can give anybody any advice, if you're thinking about one of those, don't touch it with a barge pole. I've got 2 on this layout, regret it, but they will come off when I move the layout to Uganda, and the boards go side by side rather than round in a square, if that makes any sense. They will come away. They are, I think, radius 2 on the inner, and trains don't like it. And my Kampala Scale 37 just will not negotiate that at all. Right, these are 3D printed junction boxes. My son's got a 3D printer and he's been printing a few of these, dynamos for me. So 2 styles, these are N-gauge and he's scaled them up for me to 00. This is on a plinth here, which can be buried in the ballast. This one here is on a stand, or doesn't have to be on a stand. And these ones here don't have any plinth, so you can make your own or just plonk it somewhere, not worrying about it. And then there's another small one there with a plinth. So given the cost of those, excuse me, when you buy them from Bachmann or whoever, these probably cost a couple of pennies, 3 or 4 cents each to print. And I want loads of them, so he has started on his task of printing them for me, and he used that little fireman there to scale them up to 00. It was this little spur of track that suddenly made me do the power bus. I hadn't done any changes to the layout for months and months, and I wanted to park up a couple of locos out of the way of the fiddle yard. So I stuck this bit of track on that point, which will lead to the TMD diesel. And I ran a couple of locos around, parked them up, and I thought, wow, gosh. And that's what got me going. Funny how things motivate you. So just to frustrate and annoy you even more, I've got, I think that's the class 55 from Curascale. That's the class 31. I've got my Bachmann 37 with sound, my Christmas present up there. I'll be interested to open that and compare it with the Curascale sound. I think I know which one will win, because I'm not impressed with the Bachmann sound on the 31. I think the next one I've got to open is my new, I haven't opened it yet, the Bachmann 47 BR Blue. I really need to get on and open some of these. Okay, so a very short update. It's monumentous what I've done though, because I really was not motivated to do it. But it's now done, it's out of the way, just a few connections to go, and it's all usable, as you can see. Then I can start on the points, motors, point accessory decoders, etc., and the turntable. So that's it for me this time. Hope you found this of some interest if you're still here, and from Kampala Road, cheers for now.